Hi, it's Missy from RamblingRoseFarmhouse.com, and today I have 5 tips for you for making a quick flea market antique store shopping trip. This little list of tips comes from an experience that I had a couple of weeks ago. We ended up in a town about 500 miles from where we live, and we had about 5 hours on a Sunday afternoon because the stores were only open from 12 to 5 to do some shopping, and we wanted to try to hit as many stores as we could in the area. So my first tip is, when you're in this kind of situation, is to look up, find out where the stores are, and then get on your maps out and kind of make a little plan of what store to go to first, second, third, to where you are going in a planned way and not just zigzagging back and forth across town to where you end up using your time up getting to and from the store. And my second tip is to choose your stores wisely. If you walk into a store that you look around a little bit and you realize everything here is too expensive, like I'm not going to be able to shop here, then you're better off to just leave and go on to the next store and hope that it's going to be a better store for you. Or we walked into one store that was huge, but when we got in there, it was so totally unorganized. There were piles of stuff everywhere. It was just awful. Like, if you had all day, it might be fine. You could dig around in there, but we only had a few hours, and there were like 4 or 5 more stores that I hoped to hit. So we left that store and moved on to the next one. Okay, so tip number 3 is have an idea what you're looking for. So when I was shopping, I was looking for, of course, for things myself, but also for treasures to bring home to put in my booth for the people that shop in my booth. So I had mentally in my mind, I kind of knew what I was looking for, and I also had a list from my daughter, and she had given me a list of things. That way it was easier to stay focused on the things that I was looking for and not just look at every single thing in the store. Now, I do love a relaxing day, shopping in the flea markets, shopping in the antique stores, just taking my time and looking at everything. But because I was very far away from home and had a very limited amount of time, I really tried to stay focused on the things that I needed or wanted to find. And also, on that note, one of the things on my daughter's list was linens. I looked at some linens, but linens again are one of those things you kind of have to dig through and check out. And so I figured out really quickly that I can't shop for linens. It's going to take all my time just looking through the linens. So I just kind of let that go and went on looking for other things. Another part of this is, if you're in a car or in a truck but don't have much space, if you know you can't bring home a big piece of furniture, then don't spend your time really looking at big pieces of furniture. Spend your time looking for the things that you can actually transport back with you, because remember, you're far away. You're not going to be able to just run back next week and pick it up. Tip number 4 is keep moving. Don't linger. Don't just slowly mosey through the store and look at everything. I mean, I love to do that. I love a good antique or flea market shopping trip when I just have time to just take my time and look at everything and enjoy it. But when you have a limited amount of time and you really do want to go to the other stores, I always want to go to the other stores because they may have totally different stuff. They may have better prices. You just never know. So in that case, stay focused on what you're looking for and keep moving. Keep moving through the store. Tip number 5 is make decisions quickly. If you're like me, sometimes I really have to think about whether I want it, whether I don't. What do I think? How's the price? All of those things. But when you're in a hurry and when you're wanting to, get on to the next store to see what they have, make decisions quickly. And if you see something that you like, pick it up and carry it with you. don't leave it and think I'll come back. If I'll think about it and I'll come back and get it, because some of these stores are huge and you're not familiar with the store, you've never been there before, you could spend who knows how long looking for something that you want to go back and get and even never find it. So my tip for this is pick it up and take it with you. If you change your mind about it, you can always leave it with the cashier in the front and just tell them you changed your mind about it. They'll be happy to return it to where it goes. So those are my 5 tips for when you only have a short amount of time and you're kind of far from home and you want to see as much as you can of the stores. And I hope they'll be helpful to you. And now I want to show you my favorite finds from that day. And when I show you, it'll give you a really good idea of kind of the type of things that I like, because they're all basically the same and they're all baskets. Where I live, we really don't find handmade baskets like this very often, and when you do, they're like extremely expensive. And so it didn't take me long at all to figure out that this was a good place to get baskets. So anyway, I'm just going to share real quick and show you some of the baskets that I got. That was one, that little cute one. This little egg basket, egg gathering basket type of basket. I adore this one. I love the shape of it. It's very unique. I had seen one of these like this here that I had passed on because it was pretty expensive. So I was really excited to find this one, and it makes me happy. And let's see. I have another one that's kind of still that same shape as the egg basket, and I like that one. And then this like flower gathering basket. It also, it's really unique. I've never seen one like this where I live, so I was happy to find it. So anyway, the treasures I brought home, I did get other things, but these are the things that I was the most excited about. I did find other things to put in my booth, and a few things to keep for myself, and a few things for my daughter. So thank you for joining me today. I hope these 5 tips for a quick shopping trip help you. On my blog, you can find a much more complete list for all of my tips for flea market and antique shopping. So I hope you'll hop over there and grab that. And like this video, just please hit the subscribe button. And thank you for joining me.